In some states in India, the general merit category has hardly one-third of seats, with the
Yeah.
rest all being reserved. So why am I, this is being asked by an upper caste student, why am I being penalized for just being born as upper caste? Isn't that unfair?
And I understand, and I pity the ignorance that this dominant caste communities have. I mean, one should really, there's a profound ignorance, and I think it's a chosen ignorance. It's not. It's not. It's it's not an alternative ignorance. It's very fixated one. Uh, Now the student, if at all knows anything about census, would then go and investigate into what is the percentage of my community in India.
Hmm.
Once he or she or they would look at their numbers, they would see, okay, I am XYZ percentage. How much percent I already have? You will notice you have more. Like the general category in its strictest terms is approximately 22%. If you add all of the other groups as well, they have reservation 51%. They have twice that. So that means there is already, Supreme Court has granted twice reservation. The fight is only between SC, ST, OBC. They are fighting among themselves because that's the competition. They are not crossing over into your places because they are given what is their share. You are given twice and sometimes thrice the share of what you should own. So instead of having a grievance against SC, ST or OBC, have a grievance against your own caste people because many of them are going to the same college. That's the competition. If you don't get a seat, it is not because SC, ST, OBC is taking your seats. They already have their quota. They are taking from their quota. You are not getting seat because someone from your community is taking your seat. So if you wanna create a parity system, you should actually create more equality within your own community, because that's where the problem is. And see, my heart goes out to the poor Brahmins, because see, the poor Brahmins are the Pandits, they are the lower caste Brahmins. 1500 plus subcastes of Brahmins exist across India. Yet only the few dominant caste rule. Let's forgive Iyer Iyengar complex for a moment. Even North India, Tuvedi, Drivedi, Chaturvedi, the distinction. And the one who is facing the wrath of public is the poor Brahmin. So a poor Brahmin needs to be supported, and I am all for it. And the poor Brahmin needs to be supported not by identifying a Dalit as a responsible person, but a poor Brahmin is victimized because someone else from their community has taken that place. They have colleges, they have banks, they have institutions, they have money, they have been money lending caste for so long. We need to tell our youngsters from the dominant caste communities, from the general category, that there has already been a structure of equal distribution. If you are not equally benefiting, it is not because someone has taken your place. Your place was already for you. Someone else within your community, especially the poor perhaps, is now coming and getting education. There was one time Brahmin, especially lower caste, wouldn't go to school. They were not. They were just house tutored. Central India and all, it was not allowed of all the rules, rigidities and all. But now they are getting into colleges, right? They are looking at it. So we need to create this a prospect. What we do is instead we find out the poorest, the victim, and then we make a case that's why we should. The elites of each caste group are the ones who are responsible for this.
Well, another extension to this question is, what about these cutoffs in colleges? Cutoffs for the general category are at 99%. Some universities 98%. Is that even fair?
Again, see, that's the thing. The cutoff list is because of your own groups. It's not because of SC, STs. See, the point is, nobody is taking your seat. The seats that SC, STs are taking are within their own seats. If they are given 16% and Adivasis are 8%, they are competing against their own quotas. They are not coming into crossing over your quotas. Of course, now many Dalits now also within that, like, you will see the IAS toppers, and we will
Correct.
see the entrance examination toppers and so forth are Dalits, and in many cases also Adivasis, kind of joining the stream of merits. So the cutoff is more, as I said again, because people from the general community are also competing. Now, for example, Kshatriyas. Probably Kshatriyas are the comparatively most illiterate, census-wise, among the general category when it comes to higher education standards. When I say illiterate, I use it in a very loose sense, in a rhetorical sense. But when it comes to Kshatriyas don't have like a standard representation in majority of. You will talk about this kind of a clever business, clever vocations. They've been always doing this other kind of handling jobs and becoming Bajrang Dal type of people. But here, what happens is, a Baniya, for example, an Agarwal Baniya from Rajasthan, and then there is a Baniya, Jain Baniya from Karnataka. Their competing standards they are competing against the same standards, because both are Baniya, but both life experience different. This is South Indian, exiled from North India, came Jain. That one is, Agarwal, very much rooted in the Marwad culture. So what we are seeing here is then the dissatisfaction among these Baniya groups, or even this Brahmin groups. They want to express their frustration, and what they do is they find the scapegoat, because someone else have wrongly told them these are the people who you should blame for. That is not the correct way of looking. You should blame for, like, see, if we have a problem in our country, we blame Pakistan. Such a comedy thing. We have problem because we are having problem amongst ourselves. And I think in quota, it's very clear. That's a quota. And quota means there is this kind of a block.